We're live here in the city where everything feels alive because Paru-Paru Festival is nearing. Welcome to DASMARIñas City. We'll be bringing you volleyball action in this Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association. Ako po si Quinn Barcarce, teaming up with Hans Galleria and Lois Santa Maria for today's broadcast. We're capping off this triple header with DASMARIñas Monarchs as they take on San Juan Lady Knights. Kanina, sa first and second game, nakita natin it's the Pasay Lady Voyagers and Binyanta Dakjel Arellano Lady Chiefs who got another win on their scoreboard. They fought against Caloocan AM Spikers and Negros Immaculada Mega Wide. Yan, live po tayo dito sa DASMARIñas City Arena. Kaya kung ako sa inyo, punta na po kayo dito sa amin. Napakarami pong upuan for you, your friends, your family, and even your kabarangay. And if malayo naman po sa inyo ang DASMARIñas City, you can catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusop.com. Your game, your community. So join now. Powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partners, Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. It's 5 p.m. Tama ba magpa-5 p.m. na, kaya it's time for our third game. Kung wala na po kayong gagawin again, punta na po kayo dito sa DASMARIñas City Arena. As they say, the more the merrier, and you wouldn't want to miss this action that the DASMARIñas City Monarchs and the San Juan Lady Knights will be bringing. Kaya hihintayin po namin kayo dito. Again, this is the Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association.
Home of the Monarchs, the people, the players, the team that are at the top of our standings, looking to continue to not only stay undefeated but to also protect home floor. You are looking at a matchup that is about to determine whether or not this will give a lot more chances for San Juan to continue or for DASMARIñas wearing yellow and green to protect the yellow and green home court. This is the MPVA Season 2. You're looking at Celine Marsh looking to replicate the same amount of performance na kanyang naibigay during their first meetup. Meanwhile, sa kabila, it's Casey Balingit after a scoreless performance back in the shoe capital of the Philippines would want to make some improvements and changes dito mismo sa DASMARIñas as the Monarchs facing off against the San Juan Lady Knights DHTSI, a second round meeting once again para sa Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association Season 2. My name is Hans Galleria, joined by Lois Santa Maria. You've heard and seen Quinn Barcarce later on at courtside, but Lois, 0-3 ang nakita natin. DASMARIñas looks to defend home floor.
Exactly. So we have two different stories for both of these teams. You have DASMARIñas opting to add another win into the tally in their home court, and also for San Juan. Of course, we have to be reminded that at their first match-up, sila ang pinakaunang nakapagbigay ng 4-set win against DASMARIñas, and of course, they wanted to make adjustments. It has been a long time since their last matchup, and we'll see if San Juan was already able to conduct more strategies into defeating the DASMARIñas.
You know, I'm more curious as to how that happened. Kaya balikan natin yung nangyaring laban sa pagitan ng dalawang teams na ito. Their first meeting, it was DASMARIñas obviously winning, thus them staying undefeated. But this was the first time that San Juan or a team ever in the MPVA Season 2 got a set off of them. Since then, merong 3 or 4 na teams pero halos 4 or 5 sets lang din in total ang nabigay nila sa iba all throughout the season.
Definitely agree to that. Well, I would like to start dito sa kanilang mga opponent errors. Hindi nagkakalayo ang napabigay nilang mga errors at puntos para sa isa't isa. And in terms of aces, both teams, even if yung scores from Dasma is 11 and San Juan 7, I would say it's still decent and still a display of controlled service for both teams. But for this, we really saw how Dasmariñas dominated in terms of attacks. They have firepower from different set of players and of course effective attackers.
Maraming mga manlalaro that could potentially contribute with this Dasmariñas composition. And in fact, during the time that they were depleted in terms of the lineup, there was this woman. Sam Cantada may not be dressed up for today, but she showed up and showed some flares and smiles when they went up against their matchup against San Juan yesterday.
For Sam Cantada really emerged as the top performer and have contributed 18 points, composing of 16 attacks, 1 block and 1 ace.
That is Sam Cantada representing not only here in MPVA Season 2, but also right at the different parts of our country. Very proud to show her face in the midst of everybody else. And you are now looking at Celine Marsh, who has been one of the leading scorers alongside Vanch Alinsug para sa Dasmariñas.
Exactly. Well, for Celine Marsh, she then gave out 15 points, 1 point higher dun sa Nahale, the queen of the court from their last match. And as you can see here, it's composed of 14 attacks and 1 block.
So very active is Celine on the offensive side of things. Possibly nakita na ito ng San Juan, and there might be some adjustments that they would need to do here. Compared to what has happened from them in Marikina, Balingit wasn't the star of the show in that first meeting. It was Mary Ecalia who has provided some spark on offense para sa Lady Knights.
As you can see here from their last match up, she have contributed 11 points, a double-digit score for Ecalia. And if Ecalia continues to play the same way along with the help for other teammates, they might stun Dasmariñas for this match.
You'll never know. Kasi nakita na natin silang makakuha ng isang set. Now, can they propel that even more to potentially get a second set or maybe even a win and stain the record of Dasmariñas? You can catch this game and all of the other games live and free exclusively on pusop.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Also powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partners Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. Just like what we said a while ago, it is the Dasmariñas Monarchs looking to defend home floor and also looking to defend their streak. Pero para sa San Juan, this season is still not over. They would want to get a win that could potentially give them a better chance of making it into the postseason, whose story will continue and prosper. Malalaman natin yan sa pagbabalik ng MPVA.
Presenting our officials for our match number 48. First referee, Mr. Spinks Kabusang. Second referee, Mr. Aikel Taro. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here at DASMARIñas City Arena, and this is the second season of Manny Pacquiao's Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association Liga para sa Lahat. This is the third match of our triple header game, a game between the DASMARIñas City Monarchs versus San Juan Lady Knights. And now let's meet the starting six for both teams. First is for your DASMARIñas City Monarchs. The DASMARIñas City Monarchs is led by their team captain, outside hitter number 6, Evangeline Alinsug. Setter number 3, Abby Pono. Number 7, middle blocker, Janeline Jacob. Another middle blocker, number 16, Rachel Bahamonde. Another outside hitter, number 19, Celine Marsh. And opposite hitter, number 23, Harley Sineche. And their first libero, number 5, Shaira Hardio. And their coach, Coach Regine Diego. And now let's meet the San Juan Lady Knights. The Lady Knights is led by their team captain, outside hitter number 19, Abby Nova. Outside hitter number 2, Casey Wellington. Middle blocker number 5, Tony Nitura. Opposite hitter number 17, Mary Ekala. Setter number 24, Myla Lim. Number 28, middle blocker, Lalaine Arizaba. And their head coach, Coach Ivan Salvador.
Starting lineups for both teams para sa home floor. DASMARIñas has Pono, Bahamonde, Jacob, Alinsug, Marsh, Cerneche at si Hardio. Para naman sa San Juan, it's Lim, Nitura, Arizapa, Nuval, Balingit, Ecalia, and Kalisin at the libero position. You're looking at an undefeated record ng DASMARIñas City Monarchs, and they plan to keep that in check and in place, as most of the members who are initially part of the first team have returned after all of the tournaments that they've had, after all of the commitments that they've been through. Now they're here, all in one, representing kontra sa San Juan. Noval tosses it up. Pono papunta kay Vange. And that's how we're gonna open the show.
Of course, they have to start the set courtesy of their captain ball. And the Linsus is really showing us how it's done.
Alinsug very happy with the recent achievements of this team all over the country and even in the collegiate ranks. Pono papunta dun kay Bahamonde, won't go. Noval will be tested, but quite intimidated by Rachel and Cerneche sa panahon na yon.
And as we can see here, this is a battle between the youngsters and the veterans. And we have Noval back on court after nung injury niya. Unfortunately, free point for San Juan.
That was Pono. Abby Pono missing on what could be an additional point for them. They toss it to Noval again. It's been all Noval so far para sa San Juan, and there goes Marsh. Ekalia, the lefty, scoring for the Lady Knights.
Of course, we've been expecting that attack from Ekalia. She really likes that spot and that set as well.
Obviously, for both of the teams, they are missing some personnel here. Lamina is out. Probably more or no more about that heading forward, but for Alinsug, she's a killer on the zone.
Of course, in the absence of their main setter, Pono has been doing a great job making the play for her team.
And I could also say the same thing para sa San Juan because they're missing the services of Jack Cuñada today. That goes out. Para dito kay Tony Netura, tried to do something smart there, just didn't have the best right to it.
And even in the absence of some of the players, it's really good to see na present pa rin itong mga captain mo. We have Alinsug and as well as the return of Noval.
That goes a little too strong for Vange's liking.
Now we're seeing exchanges of errors at the start of the set.
San Juan tends to keep it a little close, pero isa pa lang ang kanilang napoproduce na puntos here from their own hands. Attack at the back. That was Cerneche adding to the point tally of hers.
A good target there by Cerneche. I think she was opting for a line ball. But Balingit wasn't able to counter that attack.
We've talked about Balingit just a few minutes ago. She wants to be able to provide something here, but that is a classic veteran's move. Arizapa with simple positioning.
Exactly. And as you can see here, I think it was Noval who actually executed that move.
There's a quick. Not gonna happen. Balingit. Hardy was there. Marsh naman. Ekalia will test. Goes to the other side and a point goes to San Juan.
And another point from Ekalia. I think yung mga performance na can really boost itong moral ng team, especially being up against an unblemished record of DASMARIñAS.
Marsh with a killer. That's why she's a consistent queen of the court. Because this was a power spike presented by Smart Power All 99 load now. You gotta put a body on her just to cover her from something. What a serve. Balingit challenges the defense. And that still will go in as there was a block touch and Balingit gets out of the scoring drought early on.
I think now Balingit is now recovering from her record the previous match.
Marsh, what a delivery by Pono.
But Marsh just remains unstoppable for this match. And if you have an attacker like Marsh, it's really important that there would be blockings para dito sa opponent because if not, everybody will struggle.
Is Balingit again. Vandra's there. At back. Will be denied, pero yung regalo para kay Vange tatanggapin ng DASMARIñAS. Very happy with their start so far. More adjustments probably from Coach Reg, but this is a win in the first technical timeout, 8-6 in favor of the Monarchs.
Projects, plans, play, games! with Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Fresh off a championship from another league as part of their preseason build-up for National University, the DASMARIñAS Monarchs are back in this arena once again. When asked if they had time to celebrate, the answer was no, saying hindi pa tapos ang trabaho and there is still plenty left to achieve. With a packed schedule, the coaching staff has been rotating players, giving some, like Sam Cantada and Champ Maaya, a well-deserved rest while keeping the team firing on all cylinders. Even while on break, these players are present and is all ready to support the playing squad. Back to you, Hans and Lois.
Maraming salamat, Quinn Barcarce, for that report. That is probably the reason why we aren't seeing some of the other players as expected dito mismo sa ating laban. But it seems like DASMARIñAS is making do with the situation. Balingit scored in the earlier run. Marsh was stopped. One-on-one by Nitura.
I think it's a very fulfilling block from Nitura. Especially, we've seen how powerful that attack was from Marsh. A good read there by Nitura.
You gotta love it. From San Juan, putting the fight. Nitura wants to go. Regalo na naman. Smart consecutive moves from the veteran.
It's been Nitura again and again. Just really guarding that net so well.
And guess what, Lois? They're already at the lead. 9-8. Vange is gonna stop that from happening.
Raj Alitsug just making sure it should be able to exert a lot of power there. But it would even get through the blocker's hands.
Balingit had to adjust. Pono will give it to Vange, who finds another wide open spot.
And it's as if that everyone on the side of San Juan seems to be stuck. I think they're still shocked that drop ball lang itong ginawa ni Vange Alinsug.
Fight for it. Goes to the other side. That's his service ace para dito kay Jacob. Just look at the arc on that serve. Unfortunately, it goes out, so there's still time. Or it's just within striking distance, a step between these two teams. Goes over. Will leave it for El Capitana, who gets rejected.
Good read there. I think it's between Bahamonde and Pono.
What a block from Rachel Bahamonde. Putting Dasma back up by 2. Pono goes for Vange again. 1-2. Hardio was there. Cerneche confuses the defense with yet another drop.
Somehow a good attempt from Kalisin.
It's 13 serving 10. Naval had to go. Combination play. Goes out. And that's a point for San Juan. You looked at them right away. Now that's unusual. Our second referee, Mr. Aikaltero, taking care of business there. We can never really know what to expect next. Hard sets. Vange drops. Noval wanting to respond, but she gives the point right back to the DASMARIñAS.
Could have been a good target though. But unfortunately, she miscalculated that hit.
Putting on for that yet again. Running attack was there. And I would say napagana pa yun nitong si Noval.
And of course, this is just one of the veteran moves that Noval is showcasing right now, and also one way to redeem the previous error.
San Juan just full of really smart players who can back up what they do as Titura. Lands on for a dig, gives DASMARIñAS a free ball. One-on-one. Would have been a kick still from Noval, but Cerneche will get a point.
That attack, I think one blocker is not enough to stop the attack of Cerneche. Of course, on the side of San Juan, they now need to work on their coverage.
You know, for a team like DASMARIñAS, they would still call this as a rebuilding team. And it's quite insane to think about that because they're already strong as is, but it's nowhere near the program that Coach Regine Diego wanted to go for them. As a service ace happens, we'll talk more about it. It is Dasma leading by 4, 16 to 12.
Projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusop.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Also powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partner Smart Sports and Puso of Pilipinas. You are still watching the Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association with DASMARIñAS leading by 4, 16 to 12. San Juan has had some answers. Kalisin with a dig. But that was a touch off the blockers, and Noval gets another point.
Of course, Noval showcasing her leadership inside the court.
Multiple players scoring 2 points. But Noval just apologizes to the bench for that error. Cerneche's service. That goes in. That was a knuckleball going to San Juan.
I think it's as if she really calculated that serve. And if we can go back to their last match-up, itong DASMARIñAS ay nagpaula ng 11 points in the service aces. I think they wanted to repeat that again.
Noval was there this time. No way for Balingit to get it. Another point goes to the DASMARIñas. And this time, a timeout is going to be called by Coach Ivan Salvador. And this time, we will listen in to San Juan.
Dadaanin lang natin. Taas mo lang. Huwag mo daliin. Okay lang yun. Tapos na yung error na yun. Okay, bawi tayo ngayon. Time out tayo ah. Tara.
Just a mental check para sa kanya mga manlalaro. Coach Ivan just really putting on some words of encouragement for her ladies. It's not every day that you get to meet such a team gaya ng DASMARIñas, and you're gonna have to put all the breaks to make something happen here. Cerneche serves yet again. Lim tosses. Kay Marsh na naman. Another free ball for Dasma. What a kill! Mula sa DASMARIñas.
From that last sequence, malinis na atake lang para dito kay Kahoob.
That was everything they needed. Pono, on the other hand, will be substituted as more players starting to arrive on the floor now. Wanted to just go for it. Hardio was there. Kill at the back. Ekalia makes it work.
Tough angle there from Ekalia. Somehow she still managed to execute that attack.
You know, there's been a lot of good lefties dito sa MPVA. You're looking at Jella Lopez. Now it's, you know, Mary Ekalia. And hopefully we see some more as the league progresses. Oh, what a kill. Coverage by Noval. Balingit with a free ball to just give it away. Triple block. Ready para sa San Juan. Marsh pushes. Balingit. Ball alive still. Oh! Right there. Did not work. Para kay Jacob as another point goes to San Juan.
And I think may halo ng gigil from that attack. Especially they really wanted to end the rally. Also, kudos to how San Juan have been performing well, especially in terms of the floor defense.
They're really amping up the pressure on D. Balingit. Defended by Hardio. A flying Alinsug. Came out of nowhere.
Alinsug is just really good into deceiving the opponents. So you can see her approach seems to be aiming for an explosive attack.
Just so powerful and smart. Both at the same time. Balingit with a kill. Now she's starting to heat up. This is a different Casey Balingit from that one in the last game.
And some may not have noticed it, but we've been executing plays para dito sa San Juan. So, a strategy to deceive itong DASMARIñas.
They deliver again. And that is Bombita clearing the lane and opening up the scoring para sa Dasma.
And it's the first point for Bombita.
Okay, Bombita gets a point. Looking to return is Netura. Si Vanch na naman. Unable to reach was Noval. And Dasma gets another point.
Makulangan lang ng pag-atras itong si Noval. Could have been saved course, Vanch Alinsug, the player that she is, papaulan ng malalakas na atake.
She heads back into the bench with all smiles. And thus another error there para dito kay Javen Sabas. Now set point na ang DASMARIñAS, just like that. There was a kill. The approach was there. The arm swing wasn't. Balingit's gonna be ending things in favor of DASMARIñAS. 25-16. A good and comfortable lead in set number 1.
Next, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Tara, sama-sama nating tuklasin ang ganda at galing ng aming maunlad na syudad, ang lungsod ng DASMARIñAS, kung saan umuusbong ang kamangha-manghang industriya ng komersyo at turismo. Isa rin sa dinadayo sa aming lungsod ang mga resorts na nagagandahan at mga restaurants na tiyak na babalik-balikan. Napahanga rin ang mga turista sa aming mga infrastruktura na tunay na pag-unlad ang ipinapakita. Hatid nito ang mas mabilis at maayos na serbisyo para sa bawat DASMARIñeño, maging sa mga bumibisita rito. DASMAkulay ang kasaysayan. DASMaganda ang kalagayan. DASMasaya ang mamamayan. Kultura.
25-16. DASMARIñAS off to a great start in defending home court. Set number 1, there were some answers. Tila ba may plano ang San Juan? It just didn't work out on the later portions, or DASMARIñAS probably just overpowered them with their attacks.
Exactly. Well, para dito sa kupunan ng San Juan, coverage came in late. They had good exchanges of attacks and as well as smart moves, but it wasn't enough because of the consistency and dominance that the DASMARIñAS have been displaying. They've been playing in one system and everyone just really knows how to adapt to the tag. As you can see here in terms of attacks, DASMARIñAS dominated with 14 points over San Juan's 10 in terms of blocks, similar lang. But then again, in terms of aces, gaya nung previous match nila, they always make sure that they have something to give, especially on the service line.
Talking about service, that was Noval getting something out of it. And then another pointer para sa DASMARIñAS, Alinsug, back like she never left.
And it's the same case. Alinsug started off the first set with an attack point, and another one follows the set 2.
Now the lefty will be tested, and Decalia gets rejected.
And I think that was Cerneche doing wonders on the net.
Such solid blockers para sa DASMARIñAS. But the Monarchs scrambling during that possession. Balingit finds the hole on the defense for 1.
And now we're hearing more from Balingit. Hindi na medyo natahimik. We have the likes of Ekalia.
total of 4 attack points now para kay KC Balingit. Alinsug na naman. Just so swift with a swipe on the ball.
We can really see the impact that Alinsug has on her team.
And that was another rejection. Nobody home at the back as De La Peña gets the point.
It's a good read there by De La Peña.
That was one-on-one too. Good serve. Balingit doesn't have enough trajectory here, and DASMARIñAS, this is what they've been doing. Even nung set 1, parang dito nakaka-build palalo ng kumpiyansa ang kanilang kupunan. Alinsug, what a bullet. And they cannot get it across. It's so difficult to come up with that kind of, offense if you can't establish that first ball.
And now San Juan's been trying to contest whether there is a block touch from the last attack of Ecalia.
And our first referee will stick by his decision. This is now 6-1 in favor of Dasma. Vanch was there. And then Cerneche locks in.
Now Cerneche, if I'm correct, have already contributed 6 points in this match. But for San Juan, they now need to work on their coverage. They have blockings, They can really deflect the ball and just really need someone. But of course, Captain Ball, Vanch Alinsug, can also contribute on the service line. Very controlled service.
We haven't even reached the half of set 2. Vanch already has 10.
Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Both teams are incomplete today, but for different reasons. For DASMARIñAS, it's a choice. They are prioritizing player recovery. For the San Juan Lady Knights, it's an ongoing challenge they have faced over the past few games. Even head coach Bernie Crisologo, along with 2 assistant coaches, couldn't make it today due to work commitments. Stepping up is Coach Ivan Salvador, who has been navigating a series of obstacles, including a venue conflict that has limited their training. With so much seemingly out of alignment, he's making the most of what the team has. Like water flowing through rocks, he's finding every possible path to keep the team moving forward. Hansen Lois.
Maraming salamat for that report, Ms. Quinn Barcarce. Tale of 2 tapes ang ating nakikita ngayon. It's a completely different scenario here for DASMARIñAS. What a luxury it is to, have players recover and still show up with this kind of performance.
Then another spectacular performance on the service line. Itong ibinibigay ni Vanch Alinsug. She's been consistent.
Vanch going all out, but that's the second service error from her so far in this game, but it doesn't really matter if you can build up a lead like this. Bono gives it to Marsh. And at that point, there's nothing you can do with that.
No, every time Marsh is performing, it's really powerful.
With this power spike, presented by Smart Power All 99, you gotta load now.
Well, as I was saying, Marsh performance has been really on point. Kahit yung mga attacks niya, iba yung impact especially if you're watching live.
There's just so much movement na nangyayari dito sa kupunan ng DASMARIñas. But fortunately for them, it was Arizapa getting a point. But as soon as I said that, babalik sa DASMARIñas ang bola. Yun yung medyo nakakalungkot ng part eh. When you're on your way to building something, you just kind of fall short yet again.
So San Juan is struggling to build their momentum because there's been an error after a point.
Noval went for power. Marsh is gonna give it back.
There's just too much power on that attack.
Now for San Juan, we're gonna listen to Coach Ivan talk to the ladies in blue.
Rain, basahin mo yung, yung mga lumulos. Yung mga uwang nila sa blockings. Yun lang. Tara, bawian natin. Tara, bawi tayo. Tara. Tara, nailanan tayo ng service, oh.
Now for Coach Ivan, the final words before he got cut off was the service. There needs to be something happening sa service line para naman may mangyari sa opensa natin.
No, so I think it was also mentioned that they need to work on their blockings.
Noval gets blocked. And what they needed to work on was what's been working para sa DASMARIñas.
What can we say? DASMARIñas have been performing well, whether it be on attack and as well as defense.
Bahamonde gets another point. Noval goes up. Marsh yet again. Nandun si Balingit. KC tosses it to Noval. It's too close to the net and the antenna. DASMARIñas gets it easy.
Well, it's again another free point for DASMARIñas.
Ball given right away. Lim goes 1-2. Hardy was there. They go 1-2. Ecalia was there. Likod na naman. San Juan was ready. Shaina is everywhere. Except for that follow-up.
Also, kudos para dito sa performance ni Ecalia, also with a lot of help dito sa kanilang floor defense, that they were able to provide a set para dito kay Noval.
San Juan struggling to come up with some points here. They've only made 2, produced 2, and those other 2 points have come from errors nitong DASMARIñas.
And this has been a different performance para sa San Juan, especially in the first set.
Marsh again. 2 ladies can't stop that spike. Celine Marsh with 5 in the biggest lead of DASMARIñas so far in this game. We're going to another technical timeout.
Projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
There are lots of people who are still here, joining in the action, and just like them, you can catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusop.com. Your game, your community, join now. Also powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partners Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. You are still watching the MPVA. Its second season has been domination for DASMARIñAS all throughout, and they plan to replicate and just showcase that same performance in the second set. That was this game's community cam powered by pusop.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Lois, you can join in on the conversation. That was Vanj bringing it.
Well, we've been hearing more from Marsh, but I think we are reminded na isa sa mga dapat bantayan ng San Juan will be Vanj Alinsug, one of the top performers para dito sa DASMARIñAS.
The captain of the ship. Itura throws. A smash wide open, no blocking. An attack. Keeping it in check still. Ball kept alive by San Juan. This is an important bucket. Not happening. Need to get that ball into the ground. Alinsug can't handle it. Noval goes out.
I think Noval was hoping for a block touch. However, there's just too much power on that attack.
All the right digs and receptions. Just couldn't find the point in the end. Free ball ng San Juan. Quick. Nobody home for Jacob, scoring another.
And an easy point for Jacob.
And it looks like a timeout is going to be called once again. Jacob forces Coach Ivan Salvador. And we're going to hear them again.
Angatan natin. Angatan natin. Okay.
And for Coach Ivan, who is the interim head coach ng San Juan Lady Knights, she's just letting his players play. And that's the important part for you to build up confidence no matter what happens. No pressure at all, even when all of the odds are stacked against you. That goes in still. This is a new player joining in the party, and even Kate Makasait is scoring some points.
Contributing on the service line. Another point for Kate Makasait. Proving that she's also consistent, especially being on deck.
And that's literally an ow play para kay Ikalia. And another ace. Everything going the way of DASMARIñAS, and Makasait is having the time of her life in the service line.
And she's just been really enjoying this game and how she was able to convert the point.
That time, San Juan connects on a reception. Babalik agad. Alinsug. Baling it was there. Noval wanted to toss it, but she went beyond the border. Another point goes to the DASMARIñAS, and you know, I think this is one of the most dominating games from all of the sets that Dasma had over the season.
Exactly, and we can really see how this is not the usual game that San Juan has been displaying. Currently, 23 na scored ito ang DASMARIñAS, and San Juan still has a single-digit score in this match, especially for this set.
And they're also forced to give free balls instead of attacks. But this is a rare free ball para sa San Juan. Can they convert? Nope, Vancho's there. 1-2. Itura's just having fun. But look at the attack. No fun in games when Jacob is there to spike.
That attack put in DASMARIñAS into the set point.
20-point advantage is down to 19 as Makasait finally gets herself out of the service line. Hardyo had it. Alinsug. Baling it. Dives for the ball, but it will not be enough. It's DASMARIñAS reigning in the Lady Knights' parade in set number 2 with a statement of a win. 25-16, 25-5. We'll be back for set number 3.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Tara, sama-sama nating tuklasin ang ganda at galing ng aming maunlad na syudad, ang lungsod ng DASMARIñAS, kung saan umuusbong ang kamangha-manghang industriya ng komersyo at turismo. Isa rin sa dinadayo sa aming lungsod ang mga resorts na nagagandahan at mga restaurants na tiyak na babalik-balikan. Napahanga rin ang mga turista sa aming mga infrastruktura na tunay na pag-unlad ang ipinapakita. Hatid nito ang mas mabilis at maayos na serbisyo para sa bawat DASMARIñeño, maging sa mga bumibisita rito. DASMAkulay ang kasaysayan. DASMaganda ang kalagayan. DASMasaya ang mamamayan. Kultura, komersyo, turismo. Tara na! DASMA tayo!
It is 2 sets that have allowed DASMARIñAS to put on a dominating performance. 2 sets para sa San Juan couldn't get them to a maximum possible point of 25 because it's only a combination of 21 from set 1 and set 2. That is how well-rounded this offense and defense of DASMARIñAS has been.
And this is just pure dominance of DASMARIñAS, and it appeared to be an easy win for them. And on the side of San Juan. This is not the usual for the veterans. Skill-wise, it's all there, but unfortunately, they can't figure out how to stop the bleeding. And as you can see here, they were only able to execute 3 attacks over the DASMARIñas 11. And as you can see from the other department, wala na silang na-contribute, even giving out more errors over the DASMARIñas, 2 errors para dito sa second match. And now what San Juan really needs right now is to recollect and understand what went wrong on their side. Especially, I think this is not really the usual performance that San Juan has.
There definitely is a reason why they have been performing like this, but here's a change. First on the board would be none other than San Juan, with Santa Maria injected into the lineup. Attack from Bahamonde won't go. Santa Maria, second try, has actually been working.
I think her presence is really needed on the court, especially for how San Juan performed from the previous set.
Not present in the first 2 sets. Gonna have to try again. Free ball given away. Nitura, that's her favorite move so far. 3-0.
And an easy way for Nitura to deceive the blockers of DASMARIñas. Very calculated attack.
Seems to be in good shape, but Vange flies to get a point.
And as you can see, if you can observe, halos lahat ng attempt and approach nito ni Vange Alidsug is really aiming to kill.
There were only like 1 or 2 points that came from drops. Sabas, push. Vange na naman. It's been Sabas and Vange. Now it's Marsh joining the party. Santa Maria goes a little soft. And that is what was needed to give San Juan a point.
And at the start of this set, Santa Maria has just been really consistent, even displaying variety of attacks and how she can master itong mga off-speed attack.
Yung magic bunot ni Coach Ivan Salvador seems to be working for them so far. Cerneche changes the tempo from power to angle.
As you can see here, she was silent a while ago, but now she found a better way to respond. Also, with that dropped ball.
Cerneche now with 7. A set to Sabas. Vaji was there. Another strike from Cerneche. 2 straight for DASMARIñas.
As we can see here, Cerneche has been really effective on the opposite.
Just a really solid outing para sa lahat ng mga miyembro ng DASMARIñas. And here goes another one for Ecalia, scoring a point. Before everything else, we'd like to give major appreciation to the DASMARIñas city officials. That's Mayor Jenny Barzaga, Congressman Kiko Barzaga, Vice Mayor 3rd Barzaga, their board member Nicole Austria, the board member June de la Cuesta, and Sangguniang Panlungsod members for welcoming us here over the last 2 days. As there is a reason why the performance of DASMARIñas has been like this. They would want to perform at the highest level to protect home court.
Exactly. From that last attack, It appears as if Marsh wasn't happy about that kasi somehow tumama sa net. But still, a point is a point.
Another bullet from Serneche. Quick. And that's another point. Words of affirmation, I can even hear it outside my headset. It's like De La Peña. Bono says, "O, diba? That's how we do it."
Well, yung pag-activate ng middle is a display of good passes. Also, would like to give credit dito kay Hardio.
Free ball for Dasma. How about another? There was a tap. Goes to the other side, quite unaware of where the net was.
Again, San Juan keeps on giving out 3 points.
Five was the mark that was left. And then Serneche phases them with another ace.
And you can really see na as if required para dito sa DASMARIñas na makapag-contribute dito sa service line. I think everybody, almost everybody, have already contributed an ace.
Serneche has 7. What a dive from Hardio to keep that ball in. Now they choose the middle and Hardio has it again. And a little softer. Serneche can't convert. And that is going to be a mistake. A violation mula sa kupunan ng Dasma.
Of course, I think Serneche stepped on the line. She's now in the back row.
Goes outside. Would have been inches closer if they can. But San Juan, this is a closer set compared to set number 2. So things are going for them. But it has always been for DASMARIñas leading 2 in the first tech timeout.
Game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Hans, I remember you saying that San Juan coach Ivan Salvador just lets his players play. And that really showed in an off-mic huddle where he reminded them, happy lang ha. He wants his team to stay relaxed, enjoy the game, and have fun while on the court. Speaking of happy lang, today is also a special day for head coach Regine Diego of DASMARIñas. Let's greet her a happy birthday. And even on her birthday, she's fully focused on leading her team. When I asked if they had any plans to celebrate, the answer was a no. Coach Regine simply said, pre-game with conviction, trabajo, showing just how committed she is to her team and the work they're putting in, no matter the occasion. Hans and Lois.
I can't believe, or I can't really complain for Coach Regine Diego being a workaholic if the gift that she would have would be championships. I think that's the best gift that you can have bilang isang coach. And obviously a very happy birthday. No wonder all out ang kanyang mga manlalaro. They also want to give this game as a gift of victory for their coach.
Exactly. And also kung gaano ka-committed itong si Coach Lin also reflects dito sa kanyang mga players.
And that was a power spike presented to you by Smart Power All 99. Vansha Linsug coming through with another point there. And Santa Maria, who has been the bright spot para sa San Juan, has been keeping it close for their team.
Of course, she's really living up to the Magic Bunot title. She's someone that San Juan really needs right now.
And yet it goes out para kay Orpiano.
Of course, I can recall yung performance ni Orpiano from their last game. And I think she's one of the dark horse para dito sa San Juan as she was able to contribute a lot of points in the service line.
Vange. Evading the net touch. Teammates laughing at her. What seemed to be a happy lang para kina Coach Ivan Salvador is the same thing para sa Dasma.
Well, she did cross the line pero patay na yung bola.
Bono service. Santa Maria getting another point against Dasmariñas.
She has already contributed to 5 points only for this set. And right now, she's really vital into the attempt into extending this match.
And in the situation that San Juan is in, you know, you're going against the top team dito ngayon sa MPVA Season 2 and minimal yung kanilang naging preparations because of conflict. And I know, bilang isang manlalaro, it's so difficult to prepare yourself mentally when you're going up against a team and you don't feel physically and mentally ready.
Exactly. And of course, outside volleyball, especially these veterans, madami din silang responsibility. Even from the previous report of Queen, they've been struggling to find venue for their training grounds. But it's good to see na, especially for this set, there have been improvements on how they're performing right now.
And they're also going all out, preparing more on the defense. That was Javen Sabas getting another point. We see something different, no? Mas marami ng ngiti, mas maraming tawa, at mas maraming energy from the San Juan side.
I think that's courtesy of Santa Maria from that last sequence.
If so, Santa Maria already has 6. Alinso gives a free ball. Combination play won't go. Santa Maria na naman! She's been the ace of the set.
As you can see, already has 7 points. Nakapasok pa lang. And proving that she's really reliable right now.
She feels like any sort of strike would go in.
Exactly.
Pero ganun din ang isusukli sa kanya nitong si Harleen Cerneche. Getting another point. Based on what we saw on the screen, that is point number 8 already para kay Harleen as they lead 13-11. A little too over. That's a gift for Marsh.
Of course, if you have opponents like Marsh, you really wanted to avoid overpasses. Especially na nandito siya sa front line. As they will really take advantage of those.
Can't let over receives happen. Now they contain it. And that looks good mula kay Mary Ecalia.
Now Ekala is back. Also a helping hand para dito kay Santa Maria.
Sila nag-switch ngayon. It's Santa Maria already at the back. Almost went in until it goes out. Rare error galing kay Santa Maria. Gotta love the spirit from San Juan, just chilling, acknowledging, and also performing to the best of their abilities. Orpiano. Hardy was there. Marsh. And that goes inside already, says our lineman. And that was all they needed to bring us to the second technical timeout. DASMARIñAS leads by 4, 16-12.
Plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Now here it goes. Spotlight is on El Capitana, or La Capitana if you would say it, Vangeline Sug. We're gonna show you some snippets of how she has contributed. Lois, talk to me about how this player has managed to dominate.
Well, as you can see here, I think one of the reasons as to why Vangeline Sug was also performing well is because of the good connection that she has on her team. Of course, they've been playing with a unified system, and it's only up to Vangeline Sug to perform. And of course, she's just really remarkable. Her performance has been really on point. Even the powerful attacks, variety of attacks, it's all present there. And something that DASMARIñAS really needs is the leadership that she has.
In case you guys missed it, that was also a service ace na nanggaling kay Sir Neche na sinundan na naman ulit nitong si Celine Marsh. Once more, we'd like to give some major appreciation para sa ating mga DASMARIñAS city officials. You have Mayor Jenny Barzaga, Congressman Kiko Barzaga, Vice Mayor 3rd Barzaga, Board members Nicole Austria and June de la Cuesta at ang sangguniang panlungsod members. Maraming salamat po for giving us a platform to showcase the talent and the skill of your DASMARIñAS Monarchs. Just really going all out in this one, and I think that was a power spike presented by Smart Power All 99. You gotta load now. Alinsog with another strike, and Coach Ivan with another conversation with San Juan.
Tara. Go, tara. Go, Iba.
Tara lang ang inabutan namin, but you kind of get the point already. San Juan went as close as 12-11, and now it's another 7-point advantage na hawak ng Dasma.
Well, exactly. I think itong DASMARIñAS, they've already figured out na itong San Juan is slowly humahabol. But of course, we still have Santa Maria on the back row. Maybe there would be a difference once she's back on the front line.
Marsh. Still the same aggression. Free ball. Quick to the back is long, and a point goes to San Juan.
An opportunity for San Juan, as they only need 6 points right now to tie things up with DASMARIñAS.
Goes an attack, and I believe that's an ace. A rare one para dito kay Javen Sabas.
Now, San Juan slowly recovering again.
That, I believe, was the first point of Sabas in this game. San Juan making some runs. And the ace of the third set has reintroduced herself again. That's Santa Maria.
And just as we were saying, na nasa back row pa itong si Santa Maria, even from the pipe, she still managed to convert the point for her team.
I wonder how things would have went had she been in the first 2 sets. Pero pakiramdam ko, she was there to be an energizer. And instead, she's now the main scorer.
I definitely agree to that. But I think it also helps na nasa labas din siya kanina kasi it's really different when you observe outside the court. So it can also be an advantage for Santa Maria as she was able to determine yung lapses ng kanyang team.
I was about to say na ito naman yung magic bunot ng DASMARIñas as Makasait made a living out of the service line in set 2 pero hindi ganun ang nangyari in this third set. Zybel Sapino will now be heading into the service line for a serve. Goes out yet again. Palitan ng errors ang ating dalawang teams.
Well, para dito sa San Juan, especially that DASMARIñas now only need 4 points. I think they need to minimize their errors right now.
21 serving 16. Mitura with a quick. And this officially becomes their best performance of the game.
Especially we've been seeing middle activation and this tells a lot about the reception of San Juan.
Piano serves. And it seems like it worked even better para sa DASMARIñas.
Blessing in disguise para dito sa DASMARIñas. But still, it could somehow be a good service para dito kay Orpiano. Something that she's really good at.
Gotta agree on that. Right at the back, Orpiano had some spring to her leap. Just not enough for the ball to get over. Sabi Pono is going to be stepping away. And Mauricio will enter what could possibly be the last few possessions of this volleyball game.
It's a lucky point for San Juan. As they only need 5 points para makahabol dito sa DASMARIñas. Now they have Santa Maria on the front line.
What a kill! Mula kay Vange Alinsog that places DASMARIñas at match point. Yeah, just to be clear, that was a power spike presented by Smart Power All 99 in case you guys didn't see it. And Alinsug goes a little lower. Not the result that she wanted, but hey, if she performed this much, you can give her some sort of breathing room.
Of course, they only need 1 more point to be back into maintaining the clean slate.
And that's an ace! Actually secured by Tony Nitura. So this is San Juan saving another match point. Nitura now has 5. Make that another one. Look at how proud the coaching staff is of Tony Nitura.
Nitura has been really displaying consistency. And I think one of the factor na nakapagbigay sa kanila, I think the mood has changed, is also because of Santa Maria still.
Kill from Makasait won't go. That was blocked. Sabas. They're still trying to keep it in play. But that is going to be the end of this game. DASMARIñas still undefeated in MPVA Season 2. The first meeting was in 4 sets. This next one was a sweep. What a game from La Capitana Vanja Linsug to just take care of business at home court.
And of course, still, even with how the Dasmariñas have displayed so much dominance on their match against San Juan, still, I would say San Juan ended it on a good note with, of course, the game changer, Santa Maria.
They gotta be happy with how Santa Maria has performed in set number 3. And hopefully we get to see more of that sa kanilang mga susunod na laban. But for Dasmariñas, Coach Regine Diego is gonna have a really solid birthday, as this was a gift to her ng kanyang mga manlalaro. Pero para sa Dasma, this is basically the reason why they're one of the best, if not the best, collegiate team here in the Philippines. 25-16, 25-5, and 25-21. It's Dasmariñas taking over.
Plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Tara, sama-sama nating tuklasin ang ganda at galing ng aming maunlad na syudad, ang lungsod ng Dasmariñas, kung saan umuusbong ang kamangha-manghang industriya ng komersyo at turismo. Isa rin sa dinadayo sa aming lungsod ang mga resorts na nagagandahan at mga restaurants na tiyak na babalik-balikan. Napahanga rin ang mga turista sa aming mga infrastruktura na tunay na pag-unlad ang ipinapakita. Hatid nito ang mas mabilis at maayos na serbisyo para sa bawat Dasmariñeño, maging sa mga bumibisita rito. Dasmakulay ang kasaysayan. Dasmaganda ang kalagayan. Dasmasaya ang mamamayan. Kultura, komersyo, turismo. Tara na! Dasma tayo!
Only projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
This is a sweep mula sa Dasmariñas, moving on to, I believe, 12 wins and no losses so far in this competition. 25-16, 25-5, and 25-21. What an outing mula sa ating queen of the court. That is Vanja Linsug, returning for duty and reporting for duty for the Monarchs.
Because of her impact, it's really on point. She's present on all offense. The leadership was there, the communication, and I think one of the reasons how she was able to perform well is a good connection with her teammates, and she's really familiar with the system.
Such a high flyer. What a moment for Vanja Linsug. She is there now, giving us some aura farming. I don't know what you would call it. Quinn, go take it away.
Yes, I'm with Queen of the Court, Vange Alinsog. Vange, of course, nag-champion kayo sa isang league. Tapos, hindi na bago sa inyo manalo. Lagi na kayong nananalo. Yung tanong ko sa inyo, kailan ba kayo kakalma?
Siyempre, yung mindset din namin is hindi pa tapos yung game namin sa MPVA. Kahit nag-champion kami sa Shakey's, pero still may goal pa rin kami na manalo sa MPVA. And for now naman, rest din kami and balik lang ulit siguro, hindi pa namin alam. Pero yes, magpapatuloy lang din naman kami hanggang sa mag-goal din namin na mag-champion sa MPVA.
Isa rin hinahangaan namin sa Vange, bukod sa iyong volleyball skills, ay ang iyong energy at pag-smile sa court. Sample nga isang post dyan. Ayun. And now is your time para batiin o pasalamatan yung mga sponsors, family, friends.
Thank you po sa lahat, sa coaches, sa team managers po namin, and also sa parents po namin na nanonood kahit sa live lang. And sa susunod naman, manood po kayo ulit and mag-iingat po kayo palagi.
And of course, a happy birthday to your head coach, Regine.
Happy birthday, Coach Reg! Tuloy lang po tayo.
Thank you so much and congratulations, our Queen of the Court, Vange Alinsog. Turning it over to you, Hans and Lois.
Maraming salamat to Queen and of course the Queen with a capital KW. Vange Alinsog bringing in the action here. Are your smarts powered to plays brought to you by Smart Only 5G, only 85 pesos for 3 days. Download the Smart app and load now. Lois, Quinn has already talked about it. Madalas nang nananalo itong kupunan na ito. But what's so different about this facing a team full of veterans such as San Juan?
Well, as you can see here with how DASMARIñas have performed in this match, they're not even swayed, even being up against by the veterans. They've just been playing with a unified system. They're all familiar and they just know how to find ways and even spot to claim a point and a win for against San Juan Lady Knights.
And this is set number 2, which we can safely say has been the most one-sided game out of all of the games na nakita natin in MPVA Season 2. It was just pure domination. Marsh and Alinsog taking care of what seemed to be just prime business. Their approaches were on point. Mixed din ng mga missed calls na meron ang kupunan ng San Juan, and that led to a 25-5 advantage. Whereas it went a little close pagdating ng set number 3, and yeah, eventually it was DASMARIñas getting a victory.
Well, it's a really totally different San Juan Lady Knights, especially for this last set. Kahit latter nga, I think they still have smiles on their faces because of, I think still kudos with the game changer, Santa Maria, that she was able to boost the morale of her team, and also being assisted by Nituray as well as Ekalia, they managed to even not get and clinch the last set, but however remain at I think this is the closest that they got with DASMARIñas performance.
This might just be, you know, a really solid performance na pwede parang ma-build up on ng kupunan ng San Juan. That specific set number 3 run that they did with Santa Maria would also be her personal record at makukwento niya yun madalas for a lot of her teammates, friends, and even family. But now, let's focus not on the stories but on the stats. It has been such a solid outing from attacks and every statistic that there is on the board.
Well, as you can see here, a total of 75 points ang pinaula nitong DASMARIñas over San Juan, getting 42 points. As you can see here, dominated in terms of attacks, blocks, and as well as aces, even with more minimal errors.
Mas maikli ang errors, mas madali ang magiging pagkapanalo. That is DASMARIñas still undefeated heading into this match. That is it para sa ating back-to-back games here at the DASMARIñas Arena. But the games on Thursday, we will be going back to the Marikina Sports Center para saksihan ang Binyan Tatakjel Arellano Chiefs going up against the Pasay Lady Voyagers and the Negros Immaculada Megawai, trying to improve their chances of making it into the Final Four against the Caloocan AM Spikers. In behalf of the production crew, staff, the teams, our courtside reporter, Quinn Barcarce, and my partner, Loy Santamaria. My name is Hans Galeria. This has been MPVA Season 2. We will see you on Thursday.